it's time to do.
Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 183 of the Unknown Games Podcast. I'm your host, Adrian, and joined with me, as always, we got the Game Duck, master of life and death, risen maybe 3 or 4 times at this point, Alex.
What's up?
How's it going?
Shit.
Wiley, so
No, that's not that's wrong. Shit, no. There we go.
The kind of mystical... Ooh, where's that from, actually?
Some ReZero.
ReZero? Oh.
Yeah.
Good old ReZero.
You haven't seen ReZero?
I have not. I tried to watch the first episode and ended up just... I fell asleep. But I fell asleep on Konosuba, and I actually want to finish Konosuba, so I need to just probably go back and give it a chance.
Yeah, that's a good... Konosuba was really funny.
I've only heard good things about it, and from everything I've seen, I generally think that it's actually pretty good. I watched the Isekai Quartet show that was...
Oh, and you just had no idea anything about the Konosuba characters?
Well, in general, I only knew,
I
just knew, peripherally about all of them, but I really enjoyed those characters probably the most.
Yeah,
and kind of like the Overlord characters, too.
Yeah, they fit in surprisingly really well. Overlord in that series, I mean, they fit in really well. But
yeah. So, in terms of anime, Attack on Titan finally ended after... the final
yeah, like
season,
final season part 2 or
part
like
3,
final season 2 part 2 or something like that. And like, you can't, which is it? It's not final season though, is it? Yeah,
I'm like, they tried, they were like on NHK, they had like a live special about just like the making of the episode and kind of bringing out the voice actors. And I mean, for everyone who doesn't know, and I mean, we're not an anime podcast, we're a games podcast, but Attack on Titan, very large, fudge. I mean, the manga ended what, 2 years ago? 3 years ago?
I don't know. I stopped. I dropped off. I want to finish it for sure, though. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it ended a couple years back, but the anime, for whatever reason, I know they had an animation studio change midway through there, but even then, when it got to the final parts of it, I've never seen something just go like, "Hi, this is the final part of the season, part 1."
Yeah, it was like final season. But I think when they announced final season, it wasn't called final season part 1. It was just called final season, right?
Yeah, it was just called final season. And
then you're like, oh, this is the last season, and it wasn't the final. I'm like, well, what do you mean? There's a part 2 coming? What did you call it? What's final mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, and part 2 makes sense, but then there was a part 3.
Yeah, I'm like so.
But I guess we're kind of used to it here in Japan, where final is kind of thrown into movie titles, like even Naruto, right? The last Naruto movie, which technically wasn't
actually a lost Naruto movie.
wasn't.
Was it the last Naruto movie technically, and they switched to Boruto, or was it not even?
Yeah.
Oh well, so they're not really lying.
They're not really lying.
Yeah,
they're
like
not,
it's actually the last Naruto movie, but Boruto, that's a different thing. Yeah.
That's its own thing. One day there'll be Boruto, the final.
Final
Boruto.
Final.
Why? Yeah, I wish it was like the final Attack on Titan. That just sounds like a whole new. That just sounds like a whole new series, right? Let's go. Anyways, so it's it's been pretty good weather here in Japan recently. The last week we did not have a podcast. I was working on just a small project for something else, so we took that off. And there's not a lot of news that's kind of popping up and happening now that all the releases have been out. I think the last major release was Spider-Man 2 and Alan Wake 2. We have 2 sequels, both which have reviewed extremely well. I mean, especially if you're a fan of those games, of those series, I don't think anyone was disappointed. I finished up Alan Wake right before Alan Wake 2 came out, and honestly, that was a series where I think a lot of the buzz on Alan Wake is that it's very positive, right? Like, in terms of people kind of have a fond memory of it, like, yeah, this game was like good, or like I love the story or something about it.
It was a pretty big deal when it came out on Xbox 360.
360, yeah, 360
right,
exclusive, right? And it I'm gonna say that game's mechanics do not hold up. Shining light in the face of ghost or whatever.
Enemies, yeah.
Shadow creatures. The writing is definitely campy, which it's supposed to be. But I found myself in terms of the gameplay, it didn't interest me towards the end as much as it was at the beginning. But the story, for whatever reason, like I kind of got hooked on the story a little bit, and I was actually excited like to see more of Alan Wake in 2, because I'm like, I actually want to finish up and see what happens, because it lands on a cliffhanger. So no spoilers.
You should do it.
Yeah,
I heard it's like it looks really good. I heard like it looks visually really really good.
Visually, yeah, it's supposed to be one of the best games kind of out there, similar to how Control was.
Well, I think way back then, Alan Wake upon its release also was like, oh, this game looks damn good. So
yeah.
I think they just like really want to maintain that kind of pedigree.
That kind of pedigree.
I think the thing about Alan Wake 2 on PC at least is that it's definitely geared towards modern PCs, like built PCs that are built like in the last like let's say 4 or 5 years.
3, 4 or 5 years, yeah.
I think if you try to run it on older hardware, you basically won't enjoy the game. Like it doesn't run very well on games that don't support some like of the newer GPU technologies introduced from like 2016 onwards, I think. So upgrade your PCs, I guess.
upgrade them, because and that's the kind of the only story that's kind of come out about the game is obviously
if you're playing on PC,
if you're playing on PC, I think all of them, like you don't have to, but both recommended and like what do you call it, the minimal specs, both of them are you need a solid state drive, like at least have.
I mean, God help, honestly, God help, you don't have an SSD in this day and age. Like honestly,
look
like,
at me, I do not have one.
You don't have an SSD, like period.
So I have one, but it's just like my main Windows stuff is on there, and I don't have any games installed on the SSD. Every once in a while, I'll install a game on the SSD, but I do have it. And what I realized, because I want to upgrade my PC in terms of getting a good SSD to just put into. It doesn't cost that much, but.
No, like SSDs, we're talking SATA drives, right? Like not even NVMe, right? Like SATA drives.
Yeah. I don't have like an NVMe.
SATA drives are dirt cheap now. Honestly, they are very, 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 very cheap. So you could probably Black Friday's in like 2 weeks or something like that. So just like wait a bit, and then you can pull the trigger on probably a terabyte for probably under $100. But if you have the slot in your on your motherboard for NVMe, just pull the trigger on an NVMe. Honestly, like
what would you recommend? Because like right now, I have a SSD, and that's kind of like the main drive
where you dump all your stuff. Yeah,
where I dump just the core things.
Your OS and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
just OS and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then there is the like the actual SATA drive is like a 4 terabyte, so I'm good with that. I don't even.
That's like a mechanical drive, right?
The mechanical
slower drive. Yeah,
it's slower. Yeah. But if you had to choose between just getting like a kind of cheaper SSD versus the NVMe, like what would you? And maybe they're the same price, but the storage is obviously maybe there's like a difference in storage.
Yeah, for sure. So they'll definitely be cheaper if you just got a SATA SSD, but because the price of NVMe drives have fallen significantly since which is how technology works, but they're definitely now within the price of like that's affordable, I would say.
Okay.
So if you look on Amazon right now, just like a Samsung, like whatever they introduced like last year, even you can probably get like a 1 terabyte NVMe drive for probably in the ballpark of Ichiman, so about $100, less than $100, right?
Oh, geez.
And that's pretty much you'll be set for a while unless you're like playing Warzone times 4, I guess, or something like that.
You're jumping into 4 different Warzone.
Yeah, no. So I would just, if you have the slot on your motherboard for an NVMe drive, just do that. Honestly, you'll probably be much happier with the added speed. And the benefit of an NVMe drive is that you don't need to manage any cables. It just goes right on your
slot it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
So there's no cable management. It's so easy to upgrade. You don't gotta route your cables or anything. Not that it's like hard, but still it's less work.
Well, that might be like my at least maybe my Christmas gift from me to myself kind of thing this year.
Like,
honestly,
I'm
really
my own Santa.
I'm my own Santa.
Let me look it up for you. NVMe 1 terabyte. I'm on Amazon right now, so you can pick up. Is this sold by Amazon? You can get a Crucial It's a little bit of a slower drive, but still NVMe,
Okay.
so it's faster than a SATA drive for sure.
Okay.
1 TB, it is 6,000 yen.
What?
Yeah, it's shipped by and sold by Amazon, so it's not like a scam or
Like
anything.
a scam or anything? What the heck?
Yeah.
Are you serious? I can just get
Yeah,
it
yeah,
for
yeah. 6,200 yen.
That I can do. I can do off of. I don't even need to wait for Christmas for that.
Yeah. And if you want to jump to a 2 TB, again, this is the same crucial drive. It's Ichiman Nissan, so 12,000 yen.
12,000
So
yen
for 2 TB.
just double the price. How so? Typically, in terms of if we're kind of looking, and I'm looking at the Alan Wake 2 specs right now, and it's just like 90 gigabytes SSD, which is fine. Windows 10 or 11, 64-bit, 16 gig RAM, which I do have. That's just on your normal. In terms of the minimal spec for, if we're looking at minimal spec for video cards, it looks like the
2060.
GeForce,
Wow.
yeah,
Okay,
2060 or Radeon RDX with 6 gigs of VRAM. But if you want to step it up to the recommended, it is a RTX 2060 or RDX.
Wait, it's still the 2060. It says RTX 2060 with RTX 2060.
It does say, yeah, it says both. Oh, I guess just 8.
It's the processor that jumps up.
The process. So, how much of a difference? We kind of had a show-ish plan, but I actually like where this is going because I'm kind of wondering about this myself. So, the minimal processor is an Intel i5 76K or AMD equivalent.
It's very interesting. It switches to AMD. Wow.
Or
yeah.
AMD equivalent. And then the processor for recommended specs is an AMD Ryzen 7 3700X.
700, yeah.
Or Intel equivalent. Why does it go? Oh, I guess because it's, yeah, okay. I mean, I have a Ryzen 5. I'm pretty sure.
It's very funny that the minimum is Intel, but then when you go recommended, it's like, no, you got to change to AMD.
You got to change to AMD.
You got to ditch Intel.
You got to go real.
It's funny that the GPU, is that a misprint? Because it's very interesting for the GPU to say the same, honestly.
This is from epicgames.com. This is
I can't, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so it's just the processor that
it's just the processor, yeah, exactly.
Because like I'm looking at I mean I have a 3070 for my graphics card.
You're more than good in that.
So I'm more than good there, but my processor is sure as heck not an AMD 7.
What's your 3700? Do you know what your CPU is?
My CPU, I believe, is
it's a Ryzen 5, but what's the generation of it?
I want to say it's 5.
Right. So it's a Ryzen 5
X.
5600. Wait, do you have a 5600X?
I want to say that. Let me go to my computer. This PC.
Because if you do, you're probably honestly very fine. I would say. I would say if you have a 5600X, you're a-okay. Honestly, for recommended.
You know what's crazy is it feels like it's been so long since. Oh yeah. No. Never mind. We gotta go down. I think that was 40. That was when I wanted, I guess. No, I'm at a 36 XT. 3600
30 you're a 36 XT.
Yeah.
You're probably, honestly, you're fine, dude. I would say you're fine.
I just want to know why 5 to 7 to me sounds like a crazy jump. That's, I mean, like in terms of series, right? That's what it is, Ryzen 7 series.
So the way that AMD names their SKUs is so 5, 7, and 9 will be basically the tiers, where 9 is like prosumer, kind of like the enthusiast level, and then 7 is high performance, and then 5 will be kind of like the entry level or the SKU that most people will be buying for their CPUs. Okay. And so then the number, the 4 digits after that is basically generation. So if you have like a 3600, it's generation 3. And then the second digit will be like performance within a generation. So 36, 37, exactly. Yeah, and then kind of goes up from there. So if you have so the recommended is like Ryzen 7. So that's kind of like the, not like enthusiast, but kind of like more like the middle. I don't want to say middle.
Oh, honestly, that's the middle one.
It's the high performance. It's like a higher performing CPU. And then 3 would be the third generation of it. So okay, it's not even a new CPU by any means. Like they're already on like 7 maybe.
Okay. So
I kind of lost track. I stopped. My CPU is like really old, so I haven't like even looked at it in a while. So.
I mean, it's one of those things where you don't look at it until you need to upgrade or you want to upgrade. You know what I mean? So
yeah. We just type in like Wikipedia. They did release, I mean, because it's a yearly thing. They released their new GPUs or CPUs rather, like earlier this year, and I looked at upgrading, kind of, but kind of expensive, so I'm just holding off for a bit.
Yeah, I will say like at least for my 3700, or sorry, for my 3070, I've been relatively happy with it. I haven't had any issues. I mean, sometimes I the only thing I will say is like when I want to do some streams playing a game, like it's not like I'm not gonna obviously run Alan Wake on anything remotely high. Maybe medium, I think, is where I have to knock it down to when I have to, stream and divide CPU resources. So what I've ended up doing is for a game like this, if I feel like, okay, you know what, I kind of want to experience it a little bit, maybe on the higher graphics end, then what I would normally do while I'm streaming is just buy it on PlayStation and let the PS5 do what it needs to do. Because
Right, yeah.
just to do the capture card method. So,
yeah. Sorry to answer whatever was just saying. Yeah, so the 7000 is the current gen. So the newest batch of CPUs for Ryzen was earlier this year or middle of the year, basically, like in the summertime.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's a little bit on Alan Wake 2, and if you are playing it, let us know what you think of the game. It is, I think, in contention for Game of the Year for a lot of people. It kind of entered that discussion along with God knows how many games this year. It's been a crazy year for games, so I think we'll do a Game of the Year discussion show, or at least our predictions. Of course, we have the Game Awards coming up in December 6th.
It's terrible. It's already a year. Has it already been a year?
Yeah, Jesus it's already like the year is almost done. Like it's almost time for Santa.
I wasted my life, honestly. I haven't done anything
this year. You've gotten fit. There you go, man.
I guess, yeah. So funny that you say that, because like just before we started streaming, I ate a plate of karaage. That is a microwave.
I mean, sometimes you gotta. It's your cheat day. That's what I tell myself. It's a cheat day.
I have a couple cheat days in a week. Yeah, no, I had karaage earlier, but yeah, I went to the gym yesterday, so I don't know. I guess it's fine.
I did end up going to McDonald's for the New York burger for the buffalo chicken. I will say buffalo chicken was legit on point. Has a little spice to it, good crispiness, a little dab of mayo on it, and I will say I can definitely recommend it. I also unlocked a secret menu, which I did not know McDonald's does. It's not really a secret.
What are you talking about? It's unlocked. What do you mean?
In my mind, I unlocked the secret of getting a small
noise
milkshake.
played in your head.
I did not realize you can get a small milkshake with the value set.
How did you do this? Was he ordering online, or were you ordering like at the store?
Yeah, I ordered online, and
that's a life hack. Here's a pro tip for anyone living in Japan. Honestly, if you go to McDelivery, you can add drinks that you normally wouldn't be able to add if you order it in store. So Adrian got a milkshake, so you can definitely do that.
I didn't realize it because I was on there like there. So if I go to McDonald's and honestly I've kind of winged myself off it. It's been great. I'm like I'm not going too often.
Yeah, but good for myself.
It's if I do go, I make sure I just bike there, and then halfway through the biking, I just do a mobile order on the app. So when I get there, it's just usually it's like almost ready. But yeah, like I didn't know that option was there, a small milkshake, and I was like, you know what? It's my cheat day.
That is absolutely, that's a life hack. That's a pro tip. Definitely order McDonald's online, and you can get milkshakes. I think you can go up to a medium milkshake if I'm not mistaken.
I only saw small, but I didn't want a medium. I was like, nah,
maybe they might have taken the medium off. So what I would do sometimes when I ordered online was I got like my set, my combo, and then for my drink I would get like a medium milkshake, and then for my like side, I guess I like McDonald's fries, don't get me wrong, but if I had the option, I always choose nuggets, so I get nuggets instead.
It depends.
And then I get like another set of nuggets as a separate side, and then I also get like a McFlurry as my dessert. I mean, so I have like 2 desserts and like a buttload of nuggets. Yeah.
I mean, because we talked about these, I think last week, or at least on your stream, we kind of looked at them. But the one that I'm looking forward to, I kind of want to try this strawberry custard. The
pie,
the former adult cream pies.
The cream pie. YouTube is now like been flagged by YouTube.
Thanks to McDonald's. But I did have a friend who tried these garlic pepper.
Yeah, nuggets. They look good too. Yeah,
they look really good. You probably only get like 2 of them. more than likely.
I
Yeah,
hate
you only get
that.
2 of them.
I hate that. I went to you know, like Lotteria. You know the Lotteria in Takashita Dori in Harajuku. Have you walked past that before? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's like a Lotteria there on the famous, you know, Takashita Dori Street in Harajuku. And it's kind of open air per se. Like it's the counter is like on the street basically. You know what I mean? Like it's just like you don't really go into Lotteria. It's just like, it's like there, yeah.
It's there.
So you walk past it and you like kind of smell it and you like see the pictures. I always get sucked in by
the smell.
The big ass picture of mozzarella sticks because they don't really have mozzarella sticks in Japan.
Are they actually kind of good? Like, so here's the thing about Lotteria, right? I've been suckered once and I never went back. Every time I walk by a Lotteria, it smells good.
Oh yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. Like it's better than like a McDonald's fry smell or something like that. It's like, yo, this smells good.
It's like a spice you can smell in the air, right?
Yeah.
Is it good? Yeah, they're pretty good, I would say, the matzo sticks at least. But similar to these, you only get a pack of 2, so it's like 300 yen maybe, and you only get 2 tiny ass sticks, and you're like, oh god damn. It was a ripoff.
It's a ripoff. I mean, for anyone who's wondering what we're talking about, Lotteria is like a Japanese chain of a fast food burger chain similar to McDonald's, but with their twist being that I don't know if they have really like a appeal point other than they like
a thing that they do. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
burgers.
Patties. Yeah, they're famous for every meat day. So that's the
29th.
Niku. Yeah, the 29th of the month. They'll do. I don't know if it's every meat day, but they'll do a thing. You know, I'm on the website as well. Yeah, they do a thing where they sell these monstrosity burgers where it's like 3 to 5, maybe even more patties just stacked up on a bun.
Stacked up.
Yeah. For anyone who doesn't know why the 29th is called meat day, it's because the 2 and 9 in Japanese could be read as ni and ku, and niku means meat. So
there you go. And if you're ever looking for the March 9th, then that's Miku Day or Miku month, really. Yeah. I mean, it's 3939, but yeah, they got a rice burger over here, but they've outdone McDonald's by actually having seaweed like nori on top of.
Oh, that's a twist. I want to try that. Yeah, I want to try
twist. That. For whatever reason, I feel like I'm looking at just like a rice ball, but with a burger.
You know what? Yeah, I can see that now. Yeah. I haven't been to Lotteria in, honestly, man, probably like 3 years.
You're doing yourself a favor, man. You are doing yourself a favor. No one needs to go there. No one should go.
I'm willing to give it like another chance because I ordered Lotteria at least once in like 2021 maybe or 2022 in the height of my Uber Eats period.
Yeah.
So I ordered like one of their newer like Gente limited burgers, and when I got it, it was so greasy that the wrapper was like translucent. Like I'm not even exaggerating. It was like translucent. It was like really bad. And I ate it and I felt like so bad that night. Like I felt legitimately awful. I was like, I can't do this. Okay, I don't want this anymore.
It's bad. I know my I'm trying to like make my my screen fixing this really quickly, but it is bad, and that's the reason I stopped going, because I was like, this is too much. This is too much, man. This is
That being said, though, I'm willing to give it a second chance for that rice burger.
For the rice burger,
maybe if I get it like in store and not order it, it'll come nicer. Maybe
they can't screw it up. That's the thing. That's our hope. They can't screw it up.
Oh,
you might get too much sauce.
I'm on the website now. It looks like that's a store limited. It's a Temple Gente, which is like limited specifically to that store.
To certain stores.
Yeah, wow. It's in. Wait, are you
sure? That's I'm on one that says Kikan Gente.
Oh, okay, if you go to Temple Gente in the menu.
But at the bottom is this? It's like Nakano Sunmo. Oh,
yeah, dude, that's like Mount. That's like Shizuoka, dude. That's not even Tokyo.
You might as well just go to the Nakano Sun Mall. Is that Sunshine City, basically?
Oh. Sunshine City is Ikebukuro. You're thinking of Nakano Broadway?
Oh, I'm thinking Nakano Broadway.
Yeah. Sun Mall. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Sun Mall is like kind of right in front of Nakano Broadway. It's that strip of stores. If you come out of Nakano Station, that's the Sun Mall, yeah.
That looks like the closest, because it's only in 4. Oh my gosh, it's only in 4? Only in 4 stores?
Yeah. So
Who does
I mean,
something
to
so
their
li- so-
credit,
What?
to their credit, it's pretty cool that they're doing like temple, like store Gente burger. I think for a while they had one that was like limited to Fuji Q, like the theme park.
Oh, just like that, you had to go to a theme park.
You had to
Oh
go
my
to Fuji
gosh.
Q to eat it at it. Yeah, probably not worth it, but yeah, that's funny. Have you been to Fuji Q?
I have actually not been to Fuji Q.
We should go.
which
Yeah,
is,
make a vlog or something about it. Like, yeah, like I take my friend to Japan's most terrifying roller coaster kind of thing.
It's basically like Japan's Six Flags, but
Well, I don't know.
I guess
Maybe,
a
yeah.
little bit more,
Yeah,
less commercialized.
intense.
Is it less commercialized in terms of like licensed
I
characters
don't
and stuff?
know.
And it's
They
just
have
more
a lot of
rides?
collabs. They have collabs. They had like
Okay.
an Eva thing and I think an Attack on Titan thing and yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, no, Fuji Q is really cool. If you love roller coasters, if you love amusement parks, Japan, sorry, Fuji Q has some of like previously world record holding coasters for like most inversions, highest drop, most acceleration, steepest drop kind of thing. They're all at Fuji Q. So they're it's fun to check out. My girlfriend like, hates roller coasters, so she like won't ride any of them ever at all. So I got to go with a friend who likes coasters, or I got to ride them solo. So
I'm looking at this online right now for the Zokon.
yeah, you should go
This
to.
looks
Do you like roller coasters, or are you not so good with them? Or-
I mean, for me, it's been a while since I've been on
Been
a
on
roller
one?
coaster, like actually
Yeah.
been on a roller coaster. So I
like a
don't
scary
know.
one.
I don't know if I'm good with them anymore or bad. I
Yeah.
used to. I started out closing my eyes, and then I
Mhm.
kind of graduated to kind of enjoying them. Like I would look forward to the photo spot. You know how there's always like a photo.
Oh yeah, the pictures.
Yeah. So
yeah.
me and my friends would always just like pose for the photo.
Try to post with them. Yeah.
Yeah, whether we buy them. But that gave me something to kind of focus on, and it also helped me open my eyes.
So I have always loved roller coasters growing
Mhm.
up as a kid. I really enjoyed them. Fuji Q. Some of the rides at Fuji Q are so intense that I actually like get very disoriented on them.
Oh wow.
So there's one ride called Ajanika, which at least at one time, maybe I don't know if it still does, has the world record for most inversions. So you are going upside down like a bunch of times in that ride because the seat you're sitting in is free spinning, like it just rotates on an axle, and that's independent of like the actual car movement. So as you're like dropping, you're also spinning. It has so much rotation in it that I get like totally messed up on that ride. And there's also like a photo spot for that too, right? I've ridden that ride maybe like 3 times. I have never ever realized when that photo goes off because I don't know what's happening when I'm on that ride. I like, yeah.
I'm looking. So I'm looking at these, and I guess some of these are new and some are old, but it's like thrill rides.
Yeah, look at
a bike
Aiden like
type?
that.
There's a freaking bike type.
That's
ride?
new. I haven't ridden that. That looks exciting. I want to ride.
I love how
fucking
they
that.
give the age restriction is up to 64 years old.
Yeah, oh, fuck me,
Just-
dude. Yeah,
just
but
in
once
case.
you're 65 though, game over. Like you're fucking dead.
This one's
Yeah.
Fujiyama, Fear of World Level King of Coaster.
So Fujiyama's pretty intense, but it's not too bad. I think it's a ride most people can ride.
The
The one below
Takabisha?
that, Takabisha, is so fun. It is that drop. I don't know if there's a picture on the website. That
Yeah.
drop is so fucking steep.
It says
It's like 120 degrees. It's more than 90 degrees. Yeah.
121 degree. Wait, 121 degrees.
It tucks in. It tucks in. Yeah, it tucks in.
Oh gosh, no.
Yeah, that drop is so steep. So it's so steep that
Oh,
as you go
gosh.
over, so you get elevated basically, like kind of like a elevator, I guess, like you're on your back.
Mhm.
It's straight up is on your back, and it's just you're going up. But since you're going straight up to the sky, you don't know how high you're going. Like you can feel you're getting elevated, but you can't really tell what's going on. And then like once the car starts to like tip forward, you are looking straight down to the ground, like straight down, and then you just plummet.
Dude,
Yeah.
some madman built this.
It's fun. It's so
age
yeah, it's fun.
restriction is 54 years old,
54,
and apparently
yeah.
this is the that drop or that angle is the world record, at least on their website.
At
still,
the time of the writing the website.
and
Yeah,
I
if you
think this
can.
is the Anjanika.
Ajanika, that ride fucks me up. That ride fucks me up so bad. I don't even know if we go, for example, you're like, let's go to Fuji Q. I'd be like, yes, let's go. But if you were
no,
like,
let's
let's
not
go
go
ride
ride that yourself.
Ajanika, I don't know. I don't know if I'd get on Ajanika with you, honestly, because it like really messes me up.
The highest total number of revolutions in the world turn round and round Anjanika. So
Yeah,
like this,
yeah.
So what it's saying
Yeah.
is like I guess it's like Kansai bin for like, isn't that like kind of cool? Like,
Ain't that good?
ain't that good kind of thing?
Yeah.
Fourth dimension hyper coaster.
I don't really know what that means.
What are
That
we in
probably
a
doesn't
comic
mean-
or something? Fourth
That doesn't mean fucking
time?
shit.
No,
No,
the
yeah.
4D is manipulating time. Is that what we're?
Yeah, we're
Okay.
going back in time. We're
Going
going
back.
back in time. Yeah.
Every rotation.
Yeah, no, because as you write it, you're like, I wish I could go back in time, so I'm not writing this.
I'm not writing it. I regret my choices in life.
Yeah, no.
Once again,
that ride
54.
is crazy, honestly. You got because the seats rotate independent of the car, so the first initial drop is terrifying because you're on your back because it does like a mini drop. You can't really see the
Oh,
direction
I see
that
what
the
you're
car's
talking
going.
about. Wait, did the
Yeah.
chairs like rotate? Like,
The chairs rotate independently of the car. Yeah,
yeah. Oh my gosh. So wait, are you always spinning every time you go up and down?
you're pretty much at the mercy of physics. Yeah. So the first drop is scary because it does like you're looking at the sky. You can't really see where the car's going.
Max rotations, max
Yeah.
thrill attraction point. No sceneries,
It-
just two.
It does like a drop. It does like a mini drop, and you can hear people start to scream because they are thinking it's like a really, really big drop. But it levels out really soon, and you're like, oh, that wasn't so bad. But then because of like physics, the car will rotate forwards, and now you're looking at the ground, and that's the real drop, and then it goes straight down.
I just realized that Fuji they have like videos.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Would you? Well, out of these rides you've seen so far, are there
Oh
any?
no. Oh.
Yeah. Would you ride any of these or no?
Right now, I think we're just like, I don't know if this is this just a, okay, no, this is the Injanika. Okay. I kind of
It's
want to check out,
Injanika.
hold on, I want to check out the other one really quick. I didn't know they had videos for these.
For the rides, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I
This is actually a
love
pretty
roller
good
coasters.
website.
Yeah, I love roller coasters, but like I said, Agent Nick is one where I'm like, I don't know if I get on that with you.
And I think
You
it's
could maybe
just
you could convince me maybe because I've ridden it 3 times. Like, what's a fourth, I guess? But
I mean, it's
yeah,
like, it's like climbing for me, climbing Mount Fuji. It's all
I
good,
always
man.
get off. I've gotten off that ride, and I'm just like, my fucking.
Oh my
life.
gosh.
Yeah.
I'm looking at that drop you're talking about, and it
Yeah,
literally
Takabishi,
does
yeah.
go. It literally goes in.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, it tucks in.
bends
It tucks
and
in.
it's like
Yeah,
if
it tucks in.
If you were watching this, you know what I'm talking about. If you are on, if you're just on normal listening methods, normal style, you should.
You have to
check
imagine
this
like
out.
a pea. Just imagine a pea in the sky, and that's
Just imagine
the-
pee in the sky. Pee in the,
Yeah,
pee
sorry.
in the sky.
Oh shit! Oh no! I'm just awakened someone's fetish. No, the letter P. Imagine like a capital P, and that's the shape of the track, and you literally follow that, including the 120-degree drop. It's insane.
Wow. I mean, the cool thing about this theme park, if you are coming to Japan, and everything we're looking at right now is in English, or Japanese, if you just want to write it, you know,
Or Japanese.
or Japanese,
national,
if you.
national language of the country.
If
Yeah.
you know, but it seems like it's very friendly for if you're foreigners to kind of like get tickets.
Yeah,
it's
you
very
know, the-
translated. Mount Fuji's
There's-
in the background, so
Yeah.
I mean,
Go check it out.
go check it out. Like this is.
I love Takabisha. Just watching the video of the ride, I want to go ride it again.
This is the. Oh look, there's even a Naruto and Boruto Ninja Voltage 3D shooting ride.
Oh, there you go. So there's your collab.
There's the collab. What? And okay, that's just okay. I know what this is, kind of. Okay. I mean, they,
So off track. Fuck, we got on this topic from Lotteria. From Lotteria.
I have to really go back and change every bit of what the episode title is.
Yeah,
right
you're
now.
pre-writing the description of the episode. You're like, fuck, we didn't have to change it. So that's why you should be watching the podcast live. So you can join in on this discussion.
You can join in on this discussion. We know you out there, fans. We know we got some fans out there. We don't want to call you out. But we're gonna call you out.
But yeah, so if you've never been to the Fuji Q, you've been in Japan for like 10 years, man, right?
Yeah, I've been to Fuji behind it, but never to.
You should go to Fuji. You should go to Fuji Q.
Never
Yeah.
to this crazy. Oh gosh, they even have like a horror thing. Heck no.
Yes. Oh, dude, the haunted mansion
No,
is
this
legendary.
actually-
Legendary.
The longest and
legendary,
most
my friend.
feared horror attraction house in history. A total
Yes,
of
it
900
takes, like-
meters.
Yeah, it takes like 40 minutes to go through.
Okay, hold up. Attraction that you can experience the extreme fear human beings feel. The stage is the site of an isolated ward where
Mm,
human experiments were repeated. When you step in the hospital, the fear of yourself attacks what? The
that's a
fear
bad
of
translation. Yeah.
yourself attacks fear. Oh,
Yeah, so
oh shit.
there's a there's a haunted hospital attraction on at Fuji,
Mhm.
and it is so big that it takes most groups like 30 to 40 minutes to go through the whole thing.
It also costs $40 to $80 for whatever reason to go through
I
once.
Does
And
that include that doesn't include your entrance fee to the park? Because that's a lot of money actually.
I am kind of curious about that, but the age restriction is elementary school students. Elementary school students must be accompanied by an attendant of junior high school students or older. So it can't be that bad.
Yeah, I mean they don't attack you, they don't kill you or anything. But
It can't
I was
be.
talking to a friend of mine who had actually go. I haven't, to be honest, I haven't gone inside yet. But I've talked to a friend of mine who did go into it, and she said there's a part of the attraction where there's like a very, very, very long dark hallway, and once you get like halfway through that hall, a figure shows up behind you,
Mhm.
and if you start running, it'll chase you. It'll push you through the hallway. It'll like run after you through the hallway.
No, that's
So
too
the trick
much.
is to like ignore it or to
Ignore
just
it
like
or just not just
not run,
pray,
not
just
run.
pray
Yeah,
you don't see anything behind you because
yeah, yeah.
I mean, so this, I mean, I guess another way of looking at this is it feels like yeah, it's definitely like a Six Flags equivalent, but everything very much more extreme. Which we have some roller coaster places in the U.S., but they're separated, right? You have to go to Park A or Park B. They're known for sort of these sorts of things, but this one has all of it.
It's
all
like,
in,
oh, it's right
it's all
there.
in one.
Yeah.
Like if you just want to go to the
Yes.
kids part, you can hang out there. But if you want to go to the crazy don't
The
don't
haunted
barf.
hospital thing. Yeah.
All of it, yeah. I mean, it's definitely got its attractions, and it's
I've never done
big.
the haunted hospital, but I would be interested, honestly. The
I don't
reason why I've
think I
never
can do
gone
it.
is because it takes so long that I try to do all the rides first in the day. And then by the time I'm done the rides, they're like, oh, you can't go in the hospital anymore because it takes so long to go through that the park is closing. So you can't do it.
I'm just saying,
So
I'm not
I've
doing it.
never.
No, you can't get
You,
me to
you
go
would
in
never,
there.
you would never, you would
No.
never go in there.
No, I don't. Look, I already tried to do an escape room where
What
it
about
was
like
a
for
horror
content?
thing.
What about for like
Even for
hashtag
like
content?
I can't look. The thing that ruins the content is that I literally do it. If you see me play a horror game on stream, and all I'm doing is making jokes and talking and being loud and obnoxious because that's how I deal with kind of
With
fear.
fear,
That's
yeah.
that's how I deal with fear. So what ends up happening for my friend when I went to something with him for an escape room that was
Yeah.
horror based, I was just like, no, we ain't going there, man. I'm like talking to the ghost. Ghost, you here? Are you here?
Yeah.
Oh, come on out. Let's go. I got you. Let's
Yeah.
go. It's not fun. No one would want to go with me because I'm yelling at the ghost. Like in Phasmo, there's a reason why I was just like, you want to go on a date with me, ghost? Where you at?
I feel like if you tried to do that in the haunted hospital, the actors would like kind of turn up their
They would
spookiness.
they would probably come after me with a real knife.
They would, yeah. You'd be in tears, and you'd be in tears at the end of it.
They might get punched for real too.
You would actually attack
sorry.
them. Yeah. Oh my god.
I know
Yeah.
you're
Anyways,
real, but-
Fuji-Q. Yeah. If you listen to this podcast and you go to Fuji-Q because of this, we deserve a commission, honestly, from
commission
tourism-
or
the
video,
tourism board,
just
yeah.
something, anything. Just let us know you went there. We do have and we don't really do sponsor breaks like we used to. There was like a
Oh yeah.
damn,
Forgot
there
about
used to be
those.
sponsor breaks.
We do sponsor breaks. Damn shit. Yeah.
But if you do go to the Unknown Games podcast on Spotify, or if you just go on anchor.fm, which is no longer really anchor.fm, but if you just look it up, there is a link where you can leave a voice message. You can let us know what you think, or you can tell us hi in very nice words. Or you can take a survey. If you're honestly, Spotify has the best little built-in kind of community that they're kind of building for podcasts, where you can kind of participate in polls, you can leave feedback, or you can leave a voicemail, or you can leave a donation. So it kind of all works all together. If you are listening on Spotify or any services, thank you for the support. And we'll be back with another message from Fuji Q Highlands.
We should get one day sponsored for real.
We get a one-day sponsor.
Yeah, we
This
like
has
talk
been-
about like I don't know McDonald's the most on this podcast and
This
stuff. Yeah.
podcast, PC requirements, like just like PC talk,
Turned into like a
McDonald's.
Fuji Q. Turned into like a tourism fucking
Which
episode.
yeah,
Yeah.
it turned
Come to
into
Japan and do all this fun stuff.
Don't worry about Capcom talking about mods. Jasant, that's the game
Yeah.
that
Oh, we
came
can
out.
we can pull it back
PS5
to games.
Slims, you know,
Let's-
ain't nobody care.
Yeah, let's pull it back to a game related topic for the rest of the episode, and that'll be it for the week.
Yeah. Well, I guess starting out, Capcom. This is maybe about a week old. This is from last week. They did kind of talk about their next game engine, which is just an evolved version of the RE engine, which they're calling Rex. The REX.
What does the X stand for?
I hope it's just extreme.
Yeah, no, I was thinking experience, honestly, but I guess that doesn't make sense.
I mean, so this game or this engine originally, of course, it was designed around Resident Evil
7, right?
7, yeah, and
Yeah.
then they've used it for every game since their Village, of course. If you've played Monster Hunter Rise, that was an RE game. Yeah, 7, not 7, but Remake 4, everything they've done. Exoprimal, everything. This is their in-house engine, which they have been making a good bank off of. I think, honestly, I feel like the quality of their games after getting this engine has just been really good. They're highly scalable. You can play them now on your iPhone if you want to.
All
But
like the newer iPhones, but
on
yeah.
newer iPhones, yeah. But I mean, like, even if you were looking at like Monster Hunter Rise, which was a Switch title that they kind of, they docked it up. Obviously, they docked it up, but all that stuff is very scalable. And every time I've played one of the newer RE games, there's a lot of customization in terms of putting a lot of the texture count lower, but still keeping it to where the game looks good. I think that's been like the number one thing. The texture count might go low, but the game still looks nice and runs at like a solid frame rate. Like it pretty much locks in at a good solid 60 or 30, whatever you want.
Yeah, I think Capcom does their best to make sure their console titles run at 60, right?
They've always been pretty good at that too, when they've been able to.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, honestly, people sometimes forget that RE4 on GameCube, I think, was 60 frames. So
yeah, that's the new kind of news from them. But what they're kind of hoping is to license it out. I think at the very least,
yeah,
have some other people who would use it, whether just like Unreal Engine or Unity. No one's using Unity anymore.
I think people the whole thing with Unity is interesting to look at now, and probably in another year to look back on. But I still think a lot of devs are still on Unity. Yeah. But at this point, they're probably strongly considering for their next major project to not use Unity.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think for a lot of games, still Unity, because they did backtrack on a lot of their stuff. But I think they kind of really shook the trust of so many developers that going forward they might start to explore other options
of everyone. And like you said, it is for a lot of their next projects. If you have a project now, you're not subject to any of those changes, but your next project more than likely will be subject to those licensing, kind of the fees that they're kind of putting in there, which they, like Alex said, they did scale back on them. They were a lot more reasonable, but the damage, the PR has already
the trust, yeah, they really shook the trust of their,
yeah. So I guess the next thing we'll see, not for Rex anyways, but for just the next RE game or RE engine, game is going to be Dragon's Dogma 2, which should be coming out.
That's like next year, yeah?
Next year, yeah.
Damn.
Please don't be in the first half of next year. Please be like in freaking May
like in the summertime or something like that.
Please, like just don't be. I don't need anything. No one needs anything in January, February. That month is gone. Those 2 months are gone.
It's so packed, yeah.
And it's because everything is at the very end of January. That you're just like, I don't need anything for February. You've got like 4 or 5 RPGs crammed together, and not to mention, Final Fantasy 7 is kind of like the big one right there. It's gonna be crazy next year. Jeez.
Like as a JRPG fan, like you're fucked, dude. You have Yakuza Like a Dragon, 8 or 9, right? So 8.
Infinite.
Yeah, Infinite Wealth. That's 8, right? Yeah, it's 8. And then Persona 3 and Final Fantasy 7. So those three right there, like those are.
JRPG fans are eating good. I mean, we got Persona. I forgot Persona 5 Tactica is actually coming out pretty soon.
Oh yeah, like
and then
really
we have,
soon. Yes.
Yeah, Super Mario RPG that's going to be
in
coming
2
back.
weeks.
And then we
Sergeant
just
2
got
remake. Yeah.
Did that already drop or it's about to?
Yeah,
drop?
it came out like it came out like on Friday for us in Japan.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Sergeant 2 remakes out. Yeah.
It's like too many. Like if you're a JRPG fan, you've got some goodness. And I mean, we all saw the trailer for Yakuza. Are you gonna do the Animal Crossing like thing?
You know what?
I mean, I
I
see
might
you as
look into
that
it a little
player,
bit.
but
I never got into Animal Crossing proper, like actual, like
I
any
can't
of the
get
games.
into them. I
Yeah,
can't.
I've never-
It's not
yeah.
me.
Yeah. So I've never gotten into any of them at all, despite that everyone around me seemingly just like can't stop playing it or couldn't, at least in 2020.
Yeah.
But I might. Well, I'll give it a try for sure in 8. But I think the whole silliness of the game and the vibe might make it so it's like kind of fun for me, because the whole thing about the Yakuza series is that it's like a very serious story draped in just stupid, and it makes everything very fun. So this might make the whole like mode enjoyable in some way for me.
Yeah. I mean, and you still get to fight. There, you do
Yeah.
fend things off. So I mean, honestly, that's the one thing I need combat. So
There's no fighting in
I
Animal Crossing.
You
Yeah,
can't
I
fight
remember. Yeah,
people
I
want to
know.
fight in Animal Crossing. People want to beat up villagers, but you can't touch them. Not once.
I would get the net in the Animal Crossing games, and I would just like smack people repeatedly with it, and they just get pissed off. But then I'd be like, "Fight back, I dare you!" But they wouldn't. So I'm like, "Well, fine, I'll dig up more shells or whatever the fuck for an hour." Yeah, I couldn't really get into Animal Crossing for more than a little bit. So
And I guess we can move on. I did have something about Capcom considering all of any mods for PC games being cheats, essentially, like actually like labeling like this is a cheat.
I think from like a company point of view, at least like as a company, like I think they have to make that stance. I mean, I guess they'll have to. There are some companies like Bethesda that are straight up
Bethesda,
like, yeah, like
Which
mod,
they're like, yeah,
do
please
it,
fix
yeah.
our stuff. Fix it.
Yeah, fix our
Fix
stuff.
it.
I don't know. I guess there has to be, maybe it is just like one or the other. Like you either take the Bethesda stance where it's like, yeah, whatever, fine, sure, right, do it. And
Yeah.
then there's the Capcom side that's like, well, it's technically against our TOS, and
I mean,
like,
how
we-
did
we can't-
Sega get? I mean, how does Sega feel? I wonder how Sega feels because Sega hasn't really said much else outside of, for like a Dragon titles on PC when we had like the Judgment and Judge Eyes. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I think
Yeah,
they definitely, at least from my understanding of Japanese companies, they kind of have to they either have to not comment on it, or they have to take that stance where it's like you can't do this. It's one or the other. I it's pretty rare, I think, for Japanese games to be like, yeah, sure, mod it, we don't
Just like
mind.
mod it, yeah. And I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, for in this case, it says, however, for the purposes of anti-cheat and anti-piracy, all mods are defined as cheats. And that was coming from Capcom programmer Taro Yahagi during the presentation with the RE engine that they had that was going on. There was another statement in here that I wanted to read. Yeah, and I guess it's just like the person did admit like majority of the mods can have positive impact on a game, but he also explained that it's a double-edged sword, and some of them, of course, can cause kind of reputational damage to the game, which we saw a little bit with the Chun-Li naked mod going around in a tournament setting for Street Fighter 6.
Yeah, I can definitely see where he's coming from. Obviously, I think he knows this. He knows personally, like there are good mods out there. They can fix issues. They can make the game more enjoyable for a single player. I'm pretty sure Capcom knows that. Yeah. But as like a public statement that they have to make, I think they like have to take the hardline stance on it if asked about it. And they might prefer they might prefer to be silent on it, on the whole issue. But you know, if they're asked like, do you support mods, they might have to be like, well, no, but we can't stop you from doing it if you want to, kind of thing.
Like when you do think about it, most of these companies don't say like we are for
mod or shit.
Even for like Cyberpunk, I'm thinking about it, it's like, when is the last time they said yes, please do some mods? They're like, they don't say anything. It's just, you know, the mods are there and the community's like, yeah, if you want to beef it up or make it look better or run better or do something like to manage something better, like, yeah, here's some mods. And then every
Yeah,
once in
I'm-
a while, you'll get
Mm.
some devs that'll incorporate those mods into a patch.
I am almost certain that Capcom, and for that matter, any other Japanese developer, are aware of their games being modded, and I'm quite sure that they probably enjoy some of them. Honestly,
I've seen some great
Uh,
Tifa mods, man.
okay, which ones are we talking about here? Which ones are we talking about? Because I think I know what you're talking about too. Yeah.
Oh no. It was a couple weeks ago though. There was a Tifa. I forgot she had it's like different hair color, different hair set or
Yeah,
whatever.
sure. Yeah,
It's like one
I
of
know
those
that one.
things, different hair
Mm.
and then like a different outfit or whatever. It's just like, oh,
Mm.
that's Tifa. Oh, okay, that's Tifa.
There's some of the super silly ones for Monster Hunter is they replace the what is it? What's the hunting horn, right?
Mhm.
With epic sax. So when you play the hunting horn, it just plays that riff,
It just plays the.
yeah, it's really, 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 really funny. Yeah, it's very funny.
Oh my goodness.
So those kind of mods, and I'm almost certain Capcom knows about those.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
But
They
when
might be
asked
using
about
them.
it, yes, exactly. But when asked about them in a very official stance, I guess they kind of have to just be like, "Well, we didn't make it, so no, yeah, we don't support them," kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's a very Japanese response. I mean, if you work in a Japanese company, on that surprise, I can't talk. That response should be no surprise.
Yeah.
If you're familiar with Japanese politics.
In terms of some more weird Japanese company things, which I guess I don't know if this is the American part or the Japanese part or whoever part for this, but the PS5 Slim is requiring you to do online pairing before you can even use it.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up, isn't it?
And this is the one that costs more, right? If I remember, like the digital, if you were to buy the digital edition and then later decide, hey, I want the attachable disk drive, you end up paying
that costs more money.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah, but even if you buy the what's it called? I guess the standard edition, you still need to activate your drive apparently.
I'm wondering if so is that drive, you asked this question last week, is that drive detachable?
Absolutely it is. Yes. I watched a teardown video. It is toolless. You just pop off with your hands that cover, and that drive itself just lifts off like with a little latch. You don't need tools. It pops off cleanly.
So once again, I just feel like it feels kind of I mean, I understand. It makes sense. It just feels like if you buy the disk drive, the disk attached, right? The normal standard edition.
Let's call it standard edition.
Let's call it standard edition. I feel like it should just be on there. Like you can't take it off.
Oh,
I feel like there shouldn't be an option.
Completely, you can't pop that thing off at all. Kind of thing?
You can't pop it off or anything. It's just stuck there. It just, I don't know. In my mind, it makes sense because then it's like, well, if you just want to make it diskless, just buy that one.
Just don't buy. Stop buying games. Stop buying discs.
What is this like for the day you stop buying games? It's like, oh yeah, I can make it slimmer. Like, what is this?
Yeah, maybe that was my question. Honestly, like, when we were talking about this, when we were talking about this a couple weeks ago, that was my question. I was like, what if you want to make it slimmer? You don't buy discs anymore. Can you make it a slim edition? And the answer is yes, at least unofficially, because you just pop the panel off, you pop your drive off, and then you get another panel that either you get from a third party or something like that. You just put it back on, and now you have a digital edition. But my question was, will Sony sell those panels separately for the people that decide?
You don't get the panel.
Yeah, they don't give you. I'm assuming they don't give you two in the box for later use when you stop buying discs.
When you decide to go all digital,
So my question is, will Sony provide you with a panel that will accommodate no drive? Or if not, I'm sure third parties will step in and be like, here, have our version of it, kind of thing. It pops off. The drive completely pops off.
Weird. I don't know. I mean, and for at least in terms of the whole pairing thing, it says like if you want to use your disc in terms of like offline, you must first perform a mandatory online check-in to pair the external disk drive with a specific console. Okay.
That's so fucked up, isn't it? That's like DRM. That's like hardware DRM.
It's hardware DRM. I feel like we had this with wasn't there something with this for 360?
Yeah. Oh, it was like the console would check in every now and then, and so you needed an internet connection for your Xbox One, and the people were like so pissed at that, and then they backed off, and they're like, all right, never mind. But now Microsoft is selling Game Pass, so they kind of won in the end, anyways. But
they're like, we don't care anymore.
Because you have to be online for Game Pass, right? So, but
yeah. So on some,
anyways, yeah. So DRM,
internet connection is required to pair disk drive, but it seems like so at least upon setup, right? I don't think this means that when you buy a game, you just have to be like, oh, I bought a game, now I have to pair it. You know, it's only for the initial pairing.
Yes.
Of the drive, and then once you've paired your drive, you're good. It's not like you need to be online to play games or check in.
My question is what if I buy either the standard edition or separately a disc drive? I pair it, I activate that drive to my PS5.
Yeah.
And later down the line, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go discless. I'm gonna get all digital from now on. But maybe you want a drive for your PS Slim. Can I unpair my drive and give you my drive, and then you pair it with yours?
This was kind of, I mean, this was kind of the question. It's a whole thing about the used games market, right? This was kind of a way to kind of prevent used games from just kind of going back and forth. I remember, I think it was PSP Go. It was PSP Go, right?
That had no drive, yeah.
It had no drive, but they had the
so
whole.
Dumb, but yes.
I only knew one person with a PSP Go.
Yeah, same, dude.
It was kind of. I mean, it's kind of cool.
It looks cool, it's like a slider. the store wasn't ready for that kind of thing.
The world wasn't ready for it. But remember, the whole thing about, I think it was either PSP Go, was the fact that yes, there's no disc, but what happens if you already own these games? And you're like, I want to be able to play them. Sony at that time, they charged, like, I think you had to essentially rebuy them or something. You rebought the licenses, not at full price or anything, but you kind of synced it up to the game, and it was like, oh yeah, you own this game, nice. Now pay for it partially. Now you can play. You can download the digital version.
That is such a dumb. Yeah, it's so dumb.
And so
I was thinking about this myself recently because I went to a store over the weekend and I saw a PSP Go in the fucking case, and I was like, "Whoa, shit!" And don't buy that, by the way. Don't buy a PSP Go because you're not gonna.
Cool. It's kind of cool. It's like you remember the Nintendo? What was that mini GBA? Was it mini Game Boy? What was that? Oh, what the crap was that really small Nintendo system that?
The Game Boy Micro.
The Game Boy Micro.
Well, here's the thing, though. The Game Boy Micro has value still because you can still play games on it. You can buy GBA games. And you can still play Game Boy Micro if you find one. Yeah. The PSP Go, though, you're fucked. What games are you playing on that?
You can't actually do anything. But that micro screen.
Yeah.
Who was that for? Like,
I don't know.
Like a 5-year-old. It was like a 4 or 5-year-old. The screen is so small and the buttons are so tiny.
They're cool. They're cool though, still, because I think they have out of all the Game Boy Advance consoles, I think they have like the brightest screen.
The brightest screen. That screen is bright. It's small, but it's bright.
Yeah, it also has a rudimentary suspend function, I believe. Like some games, like I believe, what was the GBA game for Zelda? What was that one called? Minish Cap? Yeah, Minish Cap. Minish Cap had like a suspend function in the menu that would like pause the game, and then the micro would just turn the screen off. So it was like in a very, very low power state. So it was like suspend before the DS kind of thing.
Oh man, I remember seeing these in the stores, and they're honestly they're actually for a pretty good price, and you can't just pop an actual game.
That's the thing, the thing is if you buy
the game inside of it.
Yeah, so if you buy a micro, you can still play it absolutely. But you buy a
Nintendo
PSP.
should bring this back?
Should they?
As a limited time, like, hey, Game Boy's back for a little bit.
I would be so all over that, man, if they brought that back for sure.
Because we have what's the pocket? There's like a lot of these pocket consoles that are out there now. There's a lot of these kind of smaller, like, hey, you want to play some old Game Boy games or whatever. It's totally a thing. They could probably just
I would love it if they would. They won't. I don't think they would.
They won't.
But that's like I want Microsoft to bring the Zune back, but they won't.
No, we'll never get the Zune back, bro. They don't even sell. Do they even sell music on their store anymore?
No, they do not. That's a good. Yeah, I loved my Zune actually. Legitimately, still do, but it is such a pain in the ass to manage in 2023 because the software doesn't exist. Like it's fucking.
It's
anyways,
old,
yeah.
And if anyone has any rip thoughts about their Zune or wishes for their Zune, just go ahead and let us know.
Yeah, leave a comment.
Leave a comment.
Tell us about your Zune memory.
About your Zune memories. That brick, that matte finished, beautiful brick.
It looks so damn good because it was like
matte finish.
Yes, it was like clear plastic on top, and then underneath it was the color.
It felt so good. It felt good to hold. It was a little bit sharp on the corners, and when the hard drive got to kicking, you could feel the hard drive.
You could feel it spin, but yeah.
You felt the hard drive. Yeah.
Like, oh man, when Guardians of the Galaxy was like really big, Microsoft should have just been like, "Hey, you're bringing the Zune back for like a limited run."
A limited run.
Yeah.
Dude, that's. Yeah.
They missed out.
They missed out on those opportunities. So that's pretty much all the kind of game news that we had for you all this week. Next week, who knows what's going to happen, but we might end up going towards, like I said, our
who knows, because we don't.
Who know? I mean, in terms of overall, like we don't talk about everything. You know, Bungie had their laid off almost 100 people, is what sources are saying. Which that was a whole debacle since they went back and forth. Destiny, the final shape was delayed. They laid off the composer that they've had for God knows how long.
Yeah,
like,
right. He's not dead, but
no, he's not dead. He's just
he's not dead, but
Mr. Salvatore, I forgot, but like his music is great. Like I downloaded
it's iconic, absolutely iconic.
If you've played Halo, if you've played Destiny, like you know the music that the dude has put out. And my only hope is that he's working like as a contractor. No.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I was never super big into Halo, but I do know that for a lot of people, the music was like at least 30% of that experience.
You cannot like. I think that song, the Halo theme, the
chorus, the choir. Yeah, that's legit. That's
Microsoft would probably still come out today and play that, and it'd just be a banger. Like people would be like, "Oh shit, what are we about to get? What are we about to do? Iconic. Is Halo coming back?" Someone's like, Halo never left. No, it's Halo coming back.
When did Halo come out? 2001. 2001. Oh, 22. Oh, no.
It's been 22 years since the OG Halo.
Shit.
Luckily, we're not wearing our own Halos, so it's good. It's good.
Dude, that's crazy. When you think of Halo being 20 years old, you're like, that's not right. That can't be right.
Yeah. Xbox changing the game, bringing a couple of franchises to light, and now I mean, I guess next biggest release is Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah, that just came out, didn't it?
Yeah, I think the campaign.
I heard it's
I heard the campaign is 3 to 4 hours.
It's fucking sad. to be fair, I feel like the majority of people playing it are playing it for the multiplayer.
They're playing for multiplayer. That's true.
But the campaign is a really big deal for a lot of people.
There are some people who don't like the multiplayer who just want to play the campaign. There's that crowd too. There's like a half and half.
There's absolutely the people that just. I think most people will do the campaign and then do the multiplayer. At least that's how I played Call of Duty when I was still playing Call of Duty. I do the campaign first, then multiplayer because I kind of like the story. They were all right. So.
Yeah. It's like a popcorn movie. You know, you just come in and
absolutely, yeah.
Just kind of do your thing and mindlessly slaughter people.
Yeah. Just like most things in life. Yeah, you
there's no when
take care of business first,
and you don't think of the consequences. You're left with a mess.
Oh, shit. It's like admitting to a crime on stream right now. He's trying to air out he's trying to confess.
I'm innocent of all things. I don't even need to plead a fifth. I'm good. There's no incriminating. I didn't do anything. Anyways, where can they find you on your socials, or where can they follow you?
Yeah, so I stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/root24. I'm still doing Sea of Stars. Should be done in a couple weeks. Ideally, I want to try to get the game done before Super Mario RPG comes out. If I can't get it done before then, I might just do like a bizarro stream binge, where I'm gonna stream on days that I normally don't stream. But yeah, Tuesday, Thursday, 9 p.m. JST. Coming out. We talk about whatever VTubers, food, all that kind of stuff. Let me know what you think about Fuji Q. How's that?
That's pretty perfect right there. Fuji Q is it's gonna be there. It's gonna be there. Hopefully, it won't commit any murder either. And you can
hopefully you never know. Though.
Hopefully you never know. You never know with that haunted house.
Yeah.
And then you can find me on Twitch as well at NinjaTrixta. I have been contemplating doing some of the simulcasting or whatever,
Oh, now that you're allowed to, right?
Now that I'm allowed to, but I'm not.
Yeah, YouTube, TikTok, Kick, all of it, man.
Put me on it all is what I'm thinking. But no, I'm still going to probably just upload the VODs. And we're currently playing Lords of the Fallen, having a great time in that game, even though sometimes it's a little jank. It's still a lot of fun. And playing Jasant, we're climbing. We're playing a climbing game. We might play Thirsty Suitors.
Oh, that sounds borderline like it's not allowed to be played on Twitch, but yeah.
It's totally allowed to be played on Twitch. It's on Xbox Game Pass. Both that and Jasant are. So if you're looking for some good Xbox Game Pass games, Wild Hearts, which we talked about last week or the week before about Monster Hunter competitors, that game is also on Game Pass. So yeah, if you're on Game Pass, you got some good stuff to be playing right now. And that's gonna do it for us this week. We will catch you. Oh gosh, I'm just me watching this Dragon's Dogma trailers. Just what in the world? Sorry. Anyways, everyone, you all take it easy. Have a good day. If you're listening to us in the day, if you're listening to us before you go to sleep, sweet dreams.
Yeah, sweet dreams. So make that the title of this episode, Sweet Dreams.
Sweet dreams, pee in the sky.
Oh yeah. Have a good sleep.
Have a good sleep.
All right,
everybody. We'll see you later.
All right, peace.